How to get whatever you want. Let me tell you something important right from the start. You can get whatever you want in life if you become the kind of person who deserves it. Success is not something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. Most people spend their lives wishing. A few decide to change, and that makes all the difference. Let me begin with a simple truth. You can have more, do more, and become more, but only if you're willing to become more first. Most people want success without growth. They want the reward without the discipline. But life doesn't work that way. Clarity is the starting point of every form of achievement. A confused mind creates a confused life, but a focused mind creates a powerful direction. When you know exactly what you want, your energy stops being scattered and starts being concentrated. Instead of reacting to life, you begin to design it. Education is not only about collecting information, it is about developing awareness. And awareness begins with asking the right questions about your future, your values, and your purpose. Most people drift because they have never taken time to decide. They hope something good will happen, but hope without direction is just a wish. A clear decision turns a wish into a goal, and a goal into a plan. When your goal is specific, your mind automatically looks for ways to move you closer to it. Your focus sharpens, your motivation increases, and your actions become intentional instead of accidental. Clarity also builds confidence. When you know where you are going, you walk with certainty. Doubt comes from confusion, and confidence comes from understanding your direction. The more clearly you define what you want, the easier it becomes to say no to distractions and yes to discipline. Your time becomes more valuable because you are using it on purpose. A clear vision acts like an inner compass. It guides your choices, shapes your habits, and influences the people you listen to. You stop wasting energy on things that don't matter and start investing it in what truly does. This is how power is created in life, not through force, but through focus. When your mind is clear, your path becomes strong. And when your path is strong, your results begin to change. Personal growth is the foundation of all lasting success. Everything you achieve on the outside is first built on what you develop on the inside. Your income, influence, and impact will never rise higher than your level of thinking, discipline, and skill. Education, in its truest form, is not about memorizing facts. It is about transforming your mindset. When your mindset grows, your world begins to grow with it. Most people work hard on their circumstances, but very little on themselves. They try to change their job, their city, or their situation, yet they stay the same person inside. But when you change who you are, what you attract automatically changes. Your habits become stronger, your decisions become wiser, and your standards become higher. Growth is not an event. It is a process of daily improvement. Every book you read, every skill you practice, every challenge you face is shaping your future self. The more you learn, the more confident you become. The more confident you become, the more courageous your actions get. And courage is what turns potential into progress. You stop waiting for perfect conditions and start creating better ones. Personal development also teaches you responsibility. You stop blaming people, luck, or circumstances, and you start owning your results. When you take responsibility, you take control, and when you take control, you become powerful. Growth gives you options, and options give you freedom. So the real question is not, how do I get more? But how do I become more? Because when you become more disciplined, more skilled, and more aware, life has no choice but to respond differently to you. The world rewards contribution, not just intention. You may work hard, but effort alone is not what creates opportunity. Value does. Value is the ability to solve problems, to improve situations, and to make other people's lives better. The more useful you become, the more needed you become. And the more needed you become, the more doors begin to open for you. Value is built through learning and practice. Skills are the language of opportunity. When you develop a skill that helps others save time, make money, feel confident, or solve a challenge, you position yourself as an asset instead of an expense. Education turns potential into performance. It takes what you know and shapes it into something the world can use. Many people ask, what will I get? But successful people ask, what can I give? That shift in thinking changes everything. When your focus moves from taking to contributing, your influence grows naturally. Respect, income, and recognition follow those who consistently deliver results and serve with integrity. Value is also about attitude. Two people may have the same skills, but the one who shows up with energy, honesty, and reliability will always go further. Your character is part of your value. How you treat people, how you handle pressure, and how you respond to feedback. All increase or decrease what you're worth in the marketplace. When you commit to becoming more valuable, you stop competing on price and start competing on purpose. You no longer chase opportunity. Opportunity starts looking for you. Great results are rarely the product of one dramatic moment. They are the outcome of small, intelligent actions repeated over time. Consistency is the quiet force that turns ordinary effort into extraordinary success. What you do daily is far more important than what you do occasionally. Education teaches you what to do, but consistency teaches you how to become. Many people start strong, but few stay steady. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays. When you commit to small habits, reading a few pages, practicing a skill, improving one behavior, you begin to build momentum. And momentum makes progress feel natural instead of forced. You stop relying on willpower and start relying on systems. Consistency also builds identity. When you do something every day, it stops being an activity and starts being part of who you are. You don't just try to improve, you become someone who improves. Over time, your self-image changes. And when your self-image changes, your actions rise to match it. Small positive actions compound just like interest. One good choice today may not seem powerful, but repeated over weeks and months, it transforms your life. In the same way, small negative choices repeated daily can quietly pull you backward. That's why awareness and discipline matter so much. When you stay consistent, you send a powerful message to yourself. I am reliable. I am committed. I finish what I start. And that inner trust becomes the foundation of confidence. This is how dreams turn into realities, not through luck, but through loyal daily action. In the end, everything comes down to this. Clarity gives you direction, growth gives you strength, value gives you opportunity, and consistency gives you results. When you know what you want, work on who you are, focus on serving others, and stay faithful to small daily actions, life begins to change in powerful ways. Success is not something you wait for, it is something you build. One decision, one habit, one disciplined day at a time. When you commit to becoming better, life has no choice but to respond with better.